Thank you so much for interviewing me today. My name is Nia. I go under the alias Insomnia for my tendency to stay up late working on my crafts. I love doing live painting at events all over the Midwest. I'm currently back and forth between Columbus, Ohio, and St. Louis, Missouri. Art has always been an outlet for me. I went to school at the Columbus College of Art and Design back in 2014, and I haven't actually started immersing myself in the art field until I was laid off back in 2020 due to COVID, which then I started my small business as an artist, selling my work, as well as working with local nonprofits, mentoring children through art. My style, I would say it's a mix between a surreal pop art and expressionism. I use a lot of my artwork as an outlet. So I take any kind of like past traumas and my emotions to create these works. And that is very healing for me. By doing this, the way I feel can be very reflective in my artwork. So you can see that some of my work, it can go anywhere from very dark and macabre to very light and fun and bright, having a bright aura to them. I do like to take the ugly things that I've gone through and try to make them fun and beautiful to look at. Like I want it to relate to everyone, really. If someone can look at it and see, wow, they can see more than just a pretty picture, then I feel like I've done my job. A lot of nonprofit work local to Columbus, just going to different elementary schools and bringing art supplies and teaching kids how to paint. And we'll have like little paint and sips where we'll bring snacks and drinks and play music. And it's just a fun experience for the kids and myself. Go to art school back in 2014 through 2016, I think. But for most of my adult life, I've always worked in an office setting. Once I finally got laid off from my job, I just felt like, okay, I've already lost my job. I have nothing else to lose at this point. So I really just wanted to do something that I love. And that was, at first it was just a hobby, but, this is definitely my passion. And if I can, make a career out of that, then I'm going to try to do that. It definitely is a challenge because, not only am I taking the pay cut, but I also work with nonprofits where I'm not making anything, but it's just for the satisfaction of knowing that I'm helping the community and I'm doing something good. So I feel like it's a great start. It definitely has its challenges though. I still have to work another job to pay the bills, but I have a desire, to do this full time if I can. I do a lot of art shows. I'll go to like local concerts and local musical artists, and then they'll let me set up a vendor table and I do live painting next to the stage or, up in the front where people can see. And that's a good way to make my artwork because, most of my artwork is through listening to music and just feeling, the environment. So that really does help. And it's just also local artists helping other artists. I try to participate in murals around town as well. I'm a mixed person. So my mother's from Thailand and my dad, he's Black. He's from Ohio. I've grown up in different cultures and I feel like I was always like the odd one out in the group. So I try to really take that to my advantage now and just be even more out there and embrace that instead of, trying to shy away from being different. And I feel like that's why I also really admire the LGBTQ community. They are so outwardly themselves, and I really admire that. It can get overwhelming at times, and honestly, when you're working for yourself, you're working more hours than you would at a regular job on top of another, steady income, which is very difficult. But at the end of the day, it's always worth it because it's not really work to me. It's a passion, and it's the way that I want to live. Most of my artwork are paintings. Most of it, I do live paintings. I paint it live at an event, and then I'll either sell it at the event that I'm at, or I'll just take it to the next event. And I do make prints. So I sell the prints that I'm from the artwork that I made live. I really love painting murals and doing that with the community. So I love working with other artists and also children and painting, on the side of a building. And then I love just being able to go back to that place and see like this experience, like, wow, like we all work together to create this beautiful thing on the wall. You can't beat a feeling like that. Just be yourself. You don't have to make something that everyone will like. It's not your responsibility to cater to everyone. It will drive you nuts, and you'll never reach your full potential by living to satisfy others. And I mean, there's so many artists out there. There's going to be a community of people that is going to like what you're going to create. So it's okay if you have, certain communities that don't like your art, and that's fine. Absolutely. And that's something that I've had to learn, because I'm such a people pleaser. So it's like I want to make stuff for everybody, but it's not for me. It's for them. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me. I do this, as an outlet for myself. Half of me thinks it's awful, like that you have to constantly, be on there posting, and sometimes you get burnt out and you don't want to do it, and you're going through your own personal things in life and you don't have time to do that. But another thing too is, if you're actively on social media, there is a potential where you can reach a lot of people, but it's all about an algorithm and being able to outsmart the algorithm pretty much. But there is a lot of pressure on social media to be constantly putting stuff out there, and we're not robots. We all have our days and things that we go through. So I would say it's just very tough, for social media to be constantly forcing us to be on there and like checking our phones every 2 minutes. And it's just not realistic. It has its pros and its cons at the end of the day. I feel like that is a big challenge. There's galleries around, but sometimes it's pretty difficult to put yourself out there. I'm constantly reaching out to galleries, restaurants, local businesses, asking, hey, can I put my stuff in here? Or can I paint your wall? And not everyone's going to reach out to you. And, some people may say, okay, but some may want to take a cut out of your pay if you sell something. And it's just all up to you as an artist and, what you think is, valid for what you're worth. You have being likable to all audiences. Not everyone's going to like your stuff. So not everyone's going to want to put your stuff in their gallery. You'll eventually find your niche and just stick with it. And money is not everything. So it's not really my desire to reach everyone in order to sell my work. I just want to reach people who genuinely like my art and resonate with it. I do just want to appreciate you having me on Artsy and giving me that platform to use to showcase my artwork. And it's very easy to use, user friendly for someone who's not very tech savvy, and it allows you to organize it to your liking. It's also free, which is great for anyone who's just getting started. I do love that Artsy. You can really use it for anything. Like if you're you're a chef, or you make movies, or you sing, you can really use it for anything. And I think that's a good platform. And I see a lot of potential on the website. Oh, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time.